Hey there everyone, welcome to this low-chaos playthrough of the Brigmore Witches DLC. So my plan for this run is pretty similar to how I played through the first Dishonored and also the Knife of Dunwall DLC. I'm planning to complete a Cleanest Hands Silence's Golden run, which means that this run will also count as a Changed Ways playthrough. I'm continuing with my own personal challenge of only using Tier 1 Blink as a power. I know there's no Mostly Flesh and Steel achievement in this DLC, but I decided to have some fun with it and challenge myself, so here we go.
He knew. The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch. Corvo, here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you.
Alright, so fun fact, you can engage Corvo and it won't count against your Cleanest Hands playthrough, so feel free to have a good old brawl with him, which I did because, well, I might be playing a low chaos route, but Daud will not go down without a fight. Also, fun fact, if you played through high chaos, then earlier when Corvo choked out the guard, that is not what you will see. Instead, Corvo will kill the guard. So, once again, low chaos is the best way to play. And also, we low-key killed Corvo.
What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
Thank you, sir. We will go down there shortly, but first we're gonna look around for any goodies. So here is a note from Billy. You know, no hard feelings, Billy. You were my favorite. It hurts me a little that you betrayed me, but it's fine. It's fine. Clearly she feels regret too, so we're on the same page. And she left us this nice little Ports of Call book as a sort of, hey, if you ever want to get out of the game. There we picked up a Corrupted Charm. That type of bone charm is specific to this particular DLC. Basically, it functions the same way to regular bone charms, where it gives you a specific increase in power, but the power spike is significantly higher, and it has a drawback. Like, for example, that one gave you increased sword damage, but decreased your swing speed. So you kind of have to be aware of what the penalties for those corrupted charms are and work around them if you choose to use them. Just taking a moment to pick up our gear. Daud, your sword is not as cool as Corvo's. I'm sorry, but that's the fact. And at this point they're telling us, hey, you have powers, you should upgrade them. To which I say, nope, still only using Tier 1 Blink. Just making sure there's nothing else for me to pick up. There isn't, so we're gonna talk to our buddy here.
I found Lizzie Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait?
So funnily enough, they actually give us a mission report for this, which is honestly hysterical. But just further proof, even if you kill Corvo in the dream, it doesn't count as actually killing him.
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players. Gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzie Stride. And Lizzie Stride is in jail.
Okay, so it looks like we did find some new upgrades in between DLCs, but all of them are for like arc mines and stuff, so obviously those are useless to us. I think I decide not to buy any supplies because I figure I'm good. There's still no boot upgrades, which really is the only upgrade I would spring for, so I'm not gonna bother. Now, I was pretty tempted to take this favor just because it's so cheap, and also it allows you an easy way into the prison. You don't have to worry about skulking around outside, which can be difficult because you can't use your powers. But I decided, you know what? I haven't used any favors yet, and I will continue to do so.
Daud, Lizzie Stride is in there, but we don't know where they're holding her. They're playing overseer music from the loudspeakers. We couldn't get in.
Why the music?
One of their prisoners. A spy caught at Dunwall Tower. The guards have sent for overseers to investigate.
I'll be back with Lizzie Stride. Stay hidden.
Yeah, so when I mentioned a minute ago that we couldn't use our powers, this is what I was talking about. There are overseers in Coldridge because of this spy or whoever they've caught, and they are playing the overseer music box over the loudspeaker, which will be a problem for us. I did take this moment in time to readjust my quick wheel because they have it all messed up. Thank you for not saving the presets I was using for the Knife of Dunwall. Alright, so for this particular section, it's pretty easy to climb on up. You will need to be uncrouched and sprint in some places, but just be aware that there are guards on that bridge. So once you get a little bit closer, you might want to consider crouching, since you are definitely not in shadow in this particular area, and they will definitely see you if you move around too much. Now for this section, you can save these soldiers, and I tried. Believe me, I tried. But because I can't use my powers, I couldn't quite get close enough, and every time I used a sleep dart, it just made the other soldier freak out, and anyway, it turned into this whole thing where the prisoners died anyway, and I was detected, and so I decided, you know what? Sorry guys, but you should have chosen a different profession, and I'm just gonna leave now. So, just like when we were playing Corvo and escaping Coldridge Prison, the best way to deal with this section is to use the pipes. Which actually, they have added some pipes since Corvo escaped. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Surely it wasn't just for the purposes of this DLC. Be aware there is an arc pylon down there. It's pretty easy to remove the whale oil tank if you don't want to be dealing with it, but I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna work my way around it. Since I'm going up, it probably won't hit me, which I was correct. So it turned out to just save a little bit of time. Now, I kind of wiggled my cursor there because I want to head over towards that gate, but I also want to make sure the arc pylon doesn't hit me. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff over that way. In fact, that might be an alternate way to get to where I'm going, but I decided to take this route. There are guards that patrol these lower sections, so be aware. As you can see, I'm waiting for my mana to regen, and he's slowly becoming more and more aware of me. And it's just like, guy, come on, give me a chance. I want to save mana. I can't use a mana potion this early on.
Lizzie Stride. She's in rough shape.
Alright, so there is Lizzie. And at this point I'm looking around going, how do I tell what number her cell is? Because I know it's going to be important later. Well, I shouldn't have worried. The game basically tells me. So it ends up being a non-issue. I do go in here though, grab some coin, grab a mana potion. and of course this guard post key, which is actually pretty important for our purposes. Nothing else back here, so I decided to make my way back out. Just checking to see where that guard is. He's over there, so we are just going to make our way right past him. Don't mind me, buddy. Nothing suspicious going on here. So fun fact, you can actually see Barrister Timpsch in this prison if you took care of him non-lethally in the Knife of Dunwall DLC. I didn't really look around the prison much, so I didn't get a chance to find him, but I promise you he is here and he is quite upset. But that's what you get for being a scumbag, Timpsch. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so we are going to make our way over in this general direction because we need to unlock Lizzie's cell door. There is like a bone charm, I believe a corrupted bone charm back there, but I didn't bother unlocking that cell because I figured it probably wasn't worth it. And I'm just very slowly and carefully making my way over because Tier 1 Blink, it'll work for you, but it will not take you as far as one might wish. Yeah, a couple times during this playthrough I kept being like, why am I even bothering? Like, there's no Mostly Flesh and Steel achievement, like, what am I even trying to prove? But you know what, it was fun in the end, so it was worth it. So this should be looking pretty familiar. We walked this way as Corvo in the very first mission in Dishonored, although we were walking the opposite way. So we're going to go ahead and unlock Lizzie's cell. Now, you know how earlier I was like, oh, I was looking around to see what the number was, but I didn't need to. Yeah, the game will show what cell that she's in. And I also think that piece of paper that I just totally bypassed will also say. So you might just be able to not even find Lizzie initially if you know where her cell is. And you could just head on over here, read the paper, unlock it, and move on. But I hadn't actually played through the Brigmore Witches DLC. I'd played through Knife of Dunwall before, but not this one, so even though I'd watched playthroughs, I wasn't 100% sure where I was supposed to go, so I figured I might as well not risk it and just play it safe and go see Lizzie first. So I did fall a little there, and it scared myself quite a bit, but luckily there was piping beneath me as well, so I was able to save it. In fact, I could almost get away with saying that I'd planned that, even though I didn't. That was absolutely not my intention. The minute I fell, it was like, oh shit, and panicked a little, but it was fine. It was fine. So I don't think any guards patrol this area, except for the one guard that we saw earlier, but I was still taking things slow, just because, like I said, I didn't have the experience with this DLC that I did with the Knife of Dunwall, or with even the main game. So I just figured, you know, when in doubt, play safe. I looked through the keyhole and I was like, I don't see anyone. Oh my god, what are you doing there, sir? Why were you standing so close to the edge? Like, bro, there's no railing there, be careful. But I do decide, after I steal his key, that I should knock him out. Just because he's kind of gonna be annoying and in my way. And luckily there's that abandoned cell back there, that if I put him in there, nobody will find him. So I just figured, you know what, make my life a little bit easier. I'm gonna have to take Lizzie out of here anyway. Might as well just remove the one guy who's most likely to see me. Alright, well hopefully Lizzie is thankful because we went through a lot of trouble to get her out of here, didn't we?
Wake up, Lizzie.
I'm not telling you shit. Wait, who?
Daud.
Is that right? Whoever sent you, I'll pay double.
I've come to break you out. You can owe me the favor.
What kind of favor?
Doesn't matter. You'll be dead in another day here.
What kind?
It's just a boat trip. Upriver. Past the blockades.
Then you're out of luck. My boat, the Undine, now belongs to someone else. My second in command double-crossed me and took it. A little shit named Edgar Wakefield.
It's a situation I'm familiar with. Can you walk?
Get me out of this damn thing and I'll fly. I can pay you to get rid of Wakefield.
It'll be my pleasure. Come on.
I'll just get my tiara.
So I go over here because I'm like, oh, just checking. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully that was the last card. And then I'm like, oh.
I think I...
I'll have to carry her out.
Lizzie, why? I mean, it's okay. I got you. But like, oh man. Just makes my life a little bit more difficult. So luckily, even with tier 1 Blink, you can get past this section while carrying Lizzie. It's a little bit more difficult just because you can't grab onto edges, but still entirely possible.
How good? I'm better than most of the people. It's a fact.
So at this point you can see where the whale oil tank is if you do decide to disable the arc pylon, which honestly isn't a bad idea. If I was going to do this again, I probably would disable it just to be safe. But it didn't really cause me any problems. It only hit me once, and that was because I messed up and fell. And obviously didn't show that in this particular playthrough. But really it shouldn't be any issue. So initially I tried going back out the way I came, but the guards kept seeing me. And then I had this moment of realization where I was like, you know what? I don't need to go out that way. I could just waltz out the front door and chances are no one will see me, so that's what I decided to do. And it worked out surprisingly well, I'll say. I did blink pretty quickly out of there just because I was a little bit worried about being seen, and then just did my best to get out of their sight lines before they turned back around. So all in all, that wasn't that bad. It was pretty straightforward, pretty simple. If we'd explored more, maybe it would have been a little more difficult, but I just kind of decided I wanted to get in, get Lizzie in, get right back out.
She's beaten, but not dead. See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Let's go.
Alright, so that is the first mission in the Brigmore Witches DLC. By far the easiest of the 3 missions. They only get more difficult from here. But as you can see, low chaos, I didn't kill anyone, and I was never detected. That's it for this episode, but make sure you stay tuned. I will be uploading the next 2 missions in this DLC shortly because, well, I gotta finish this playthrough before Dishonored 2 comes out, right? Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.